How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Rouse back with another video. As you can see behind me, we've got a picture of Immortal Hulk, and I wish that we had this head sculpt with this figure that's supposedly maximum, but I got him for $5 because I had a gift card. So $5.27 came out of my bank account. They told me they were shipping Max Hulk. That's all that matters to me when it comes to paying for something, as far as the price. I paid $5. So yeah, we have our Max Hulk. I am actually kind of excited to get this guy open. I've seen people playing around with him, so I really don't know what to expect. But with all that being said, let's take a close look at the box, and we will Hulk smash this box open.
All right, so it looks like my $5 Max Hulk came in. I'm going to continue to say that because some people said, oh, you didn't pay $5 for it. Well, guess what? If you get a free gift card and you only end up paying $5.27, I'd say you only paid $5 for a maximum Hulk. So at the top of the box, it says Marvel Legends Series. At the bottom, it says Maximum Series Hulk Hasbro. On this side, it says Marvel Legends Series, Maximum Series, and we get a picture of Hulk tearing a rocket in half. On the back, we get a huge picture of Maximum Hulk with the supposed thunderclap that he can do, and that's the whole reason they made this Maximum Hulk and called it Maximum, because he can do that. On this side, we get another shot of the figure with all those comic book artwork things in the background in green. Top of the box, bottom of the box, and with all that being said, Hulk smash!
Alright, so ready to film the intro and the outro. Not the intro and the outro, but the box stuff. And I'm not worried about this box. Like, I don't care if I mess it up because it's $5. $5. Just gonna get it open. So I'm actually kind of hyped because for that price, I don't think you can go wrong with any kind of figure. A bunch of accessories right here. And then there he is. There is Max Hulk himself out of the box. I gotta figure out how to make this green screen to stop making stuff disappear.
All right, so here is our Maximum Series Hulk out of the box. First impressions, he articulates really well. He moves like butter, which is crazy for a bigger character. He is a different shade of green than the Marvel 80th and 20th, so if you wanted to head swap those, ain't gonna happen. Green doesn't match. I knew that was going to be the case. Someone lied on Reddit and said it matched, but they had repainted the head. People were like, oh, it does match. That looks great. It's like, are y'all like, I don't know. But, you know, we've got the same exact body as the 20th and 80th with the purple pants. And we actually have the paints or the tears painted on this one, which is pretty nice. And then you can see I've got those toe joints working, which they do add to the Hulk's articulation. For sure, they definitely add to that. These arms are old. These hands are old. This chest torso is, of course, let me do the old booby touch. So this is a soft overlay of plastic. I know we're not doing comparison yet, but when you get those butterflies going, he can cross his arms over, which is not a natural pose for a bigger Marvel Legends character, usually. So he can, you know, do the clap. Make it clap. Sorry. But the torso, it doesn't really bother me. It's a softer plastic that is, we're used to. It's kind of a rubbery, soft plastic. Not super rubbery, but think diaper material. When it comes to action figures, that is what that feels like. But he looks great. He's going to look fantastic on my Marvel vs. Capcom shelf. So as far as looks and stuff, I really can't complain. And there's a lot of accessories to get into and all that stuff. But we're going to break this guy down. We're gonna go deep into it, and I will let you know if he's worth even $5, which, spoiler, he is. I would say he's worth about $45 to $50, not $60. But I didn't pay any of those prices, so I'm a happy girl. Taking a look at Maximum Hulk's height, he stands at about 8.5 inches to the top of his head. All right, so this is the moment of truth. This is what we've all been waiting for. The articulation on Maximum Hulk. All right, so starting at the head, there's no movement there. There's no maximum range of movement with the head. It goes back about that far and forward about that far. So that soft chest does not help at all. Shoulders come up about 90 degrees. So really no change of improvement there. Now this is where the difference comes in. All right, so you bring his arms across and supposedly he can clap his hands together and do the thunderclap. And those are pretty close. Single elbows that are not pinless, or they are pinless, but that's because they just plug into the joint. We get an upper ball peg. We get a waist cut. Unfortunately, it would have been nice if they had added a lower ball peg there at the waist instead of the cut. But like I said, they did not do many new things with this Hulk. Legs come forward to the side. Whoa, pretty far to the side. He can actually kick his own butt, which is quite impressive. We get a thigh cut, no boot cuts. We get rockers, and then we get toe articulation because they added that to this Hulk. All right, so before we get into accessories proper, let's make sure that he can actually factually do the thunderclap, because I have not pulled anything else out. Going first impressions, I haven't watched anyone else's Hulk videos. I'm just going off of my impressions, what I'm doing. So let's get these thunderclap hands out. Let's get these accessories out. All right. The moment of truth, y'all. This is what they say Max Hulk is all about, right? This is what they say. People were supposed to pay $60 for, and fortunately, I didn't have to. You have to! Sorry, I think you should leave reference. All right, these things go over like this, like so, like this, right? And then you port the hand in. I'm just showing you before we do the accessories because I want to know myself before I be like, oh yeah, so this is what this does. No, I need to know what it does. All right, so there's one clap right there. One clap. And where's the other one? And come on. It's giving me trouble, y'all. 2. All right. Now we got that. No, I messed it up. It's a little difficult. I don't quite like that these are harder plastic that you have to position correctly over his hands. That's kind of annoying. All right. So we got the claps together now. Do they actually touch? They actually touch. Kinda. Man. Is mine defective? Did I? Alright, no, that goes that far. But yeah, there's that problem people said he would probably run into where the torso pushes itself back. So he does have that issue, but there is the quote-unquote thunderclap. So I guess there's the first set of accessories right there is these hard plastic effects that just go over those clapping hands. And then you get this part, sorry, which supposedly goes in the middle of his hands, like this. I don't know how it's supposed to sit exactly, but maybe, I don't know. I feel like maybe like that. No, how is it supposed to go? Well, regardless, it's supposed to sit between his hands, like he just did a massive thunderclap, which is, you know, how does it work? What am I doing wrong here, y'all? What am I doing wrong here? Does it go like this? Does it go like this? I don't know. Where's the box? It's okay. I'll worry about that later. But that's the effect piece. So he can clap his hands together. He can make it clap, which is really what people were expecting and wanting out of Maximum Hulk. Although they definitely should have done a completely new overhaul of the Max Hulk. All right, so we get those clapping hands. Of course, we get these gripping hands that he came with in the box, and those are for grabbing the missile that he comes with. And then, of course, it's Hulk smash. Hulk cannot smash without 2 fists. So we get 2 giant green fists for our jolly green friend. I wouldn't call the Hulk jolly, sorry. Sorry, Hulk. I won't offend you in that way. I know you're very emo and brooding, and you got a lot going on in there, buddy. We get two other head sculpts. I do not recognize the artists, so if you know who they are, let me know. We've got this screaming head with the mouth wide open, which looks good. They all look good, actually. And they all have green eyes. So we get the raging mouth open Hulk right here. Not sure whose art that is. Then we get this one with giant teeth. They all look alright. I'm not a huge fan of this one. I would have preferred smaller teeth and it would have looked almost perfect. And then of course, the one that I really, really like is the Marvel vs. Capcom styled head right here. Why? There we go. So that looks really good. He's going to look great on my Marvel vs. Capcom shelf. Wow, we're almost... So he has a lot less accessories than Maximum Spider-Man. I know he's a bigger figure, but I think they should all come with, like, way more. Especially the Hulk, because you didn't do any really new things except for that torso. Alright, and the last accessory is the dumbest thing in the entire... box that we got. It's like, why did you waste tooling on this and plastic on this when you could have given us an Immortal Hulk head, or like a Immortal Hulk head and arm where it's kind of like messed up or something. But I digress. We get this rocket, which you're supposedly supposed to put together, which you can actually put together, and then that makes it so that Hulk can tear it in half, which is interesting. It's a cool accessory, but in a setting like a Maximum series thing, you want less of this and more of this and more of this. Like, we could have gotten that ground effect from the 20th anniversary Hulk in there. They could have repacked that and that would have been nice, but you know, look at everything set out in front of him real quick, and then we'll do a glamour shot of his accessories before we move on to everyone's favorite part, the comparisons. I really gotta figure out how that thunderclap part goes on. But yeah, there's Max Hulk with all of his accessories and all of his thunderclapping glory. So yeah, it's comparison time. Alright, so first up for scale and comparison, here he is with the 80th anniversary Hulk. I don't know if you can tell, but 80th anniversary Hulk is darker, so the greens, they do not match. So anyone who wanted to put the 80th Hulk, which is a really great Hulk head, probably the best classic comic Hulk head that we got on this body, unless you wanted to repaint it or you just are colorblind or are willing to ignore the difference in shades of green, it won't work. And as you can see, like I said, mostly reuse on this body. Obviously different sounding torsos, but legs, ankles, arms, completely the same, just different colors. So yeah, that's the letdown part. No one is like, oh, this is a horrible figure. It's just like, this is a figure that you've made before and you have not really retooled it enough to call it Maximum. But for first time collectors, it's a good deal. And for me, for $5, which I will continue to say throughout this video, it's a fantastic deal. Next up, here he is with Red Hulk, essentially like the 80th Hulk, on the same exact body, just red with a different head sculpt and no soft torso and some added flame effects that I had from other Marvel Legends. So we're gonna throw as many Hulk comparisons in, and I don't have that many Hulk characters, so it won't take very long. Here he is with Xemnu, the living Hulk, and Amadeus Cho, the totally awesome Hulk. Xemnu is taller, Hulk is wider, Amadeus Cho Hulk is shorter and leaner. So there's that comparison if you wanted to see it, which you wouldn't. Here he is with his cousin, Jen Walters, She-Hulk, and the leader, one of Hulk's many nemesis. I would say probably his arch nemesis as far as like scheming and stuff, always trying to take out the Hulk and stuff. Here he is with Titania and Absorbing Man, the power couple who have probably teamed up many times to try and take out the Hulk, because, I mean, it's not a very smart idea, but when in Rome, right? And then lastly, for Hulk stuff, here he is with Bruce Banner and Secret Wars Wolverine, who you could use as a John Byrne Wolverine if you wanted to. but it's the Jim Shooter era Wolverine. So. And then lastly, for scale and comparison, although you can't really see the scale here, but he does crouch up on his shoulders really well. We have Maximum Series Hulk and Maximum Series Spider-Man with a head swap that I much prefer. So yeah, that is our Maximum Hulk. There's definitely some worthwhile improvements here, while also having a bunch of stuff that they still need to fix. So I still don't think we have our definitive Hulk, but as far as Hasbro is concerned, they're dusting their hands off and being like, well, we did a good job, folks. Our work here is done. So we probably won't see another Green Hulk for a while. But yeah, stick around for photography at the end. I'm sure I'll have some killer pictures of this guy.
So with all that being said, y'all, I will say that the Max Hulk is totally worth it, especially for $5. We get a bunch of accessories. The articulation is very much improved as far as the torso. This rubber overlay feels like any other soft rubber you would have in clothes, so I don't think it's going to, action figure clothes, so I don't think it's degrade. He moves buttery smooth. I've never seen a big boy move this smoothly. We do have that problem with the skin folding in when you get those butterflies in, but you know, that's what comes with soft body torsos. I'm happy to have a Marvel vs. Capcom shelf Hulk, because this is pretty much a Marvel vs. Capcom head. So that's where he's going to be going. If you guys like this video, smash like, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure you tune in May 31st at 1 p.m. for members only to see me interview displaying model behavior. That would be really fun. So become a channel member, comment, let me know if you have this Max Hulk, how much you got him for, if you're skipping him, how your day is going. Just say hey. Enter my giveaways. We're so close to 3,500, and then 4K we're giving away Moth X Spider-Man. So make sure you enter for those giveaways. Keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Hulk smash the like button.